Hey folks, this is Vince with Green Joe Coffee Truck. Thank you again for joining my YouTube page here. If this is your first time with me, I own Green Joe Coffee Truck. Basically, what we help people do is get into the coffee industry via mobile coffee, whether that's farmers market, tabletop, or cart, or truck, or trailer. We help them get established in the coffee world. So, one of the big arguments that's ongoing in the mobile coffee arena is whether or not you should start a truck or a trailer. It's a great argument. I've had both, and so I have experience in both points of these realms of the coffee world. And so I wanted to share some of my experience, my 2 cents, which is worth exactly that 2 cents, and just kind of give you some general advice on what I think as far as coffee truck versus trailer. So let's first start off with the coffee truck. Now, the benefits or pros to the coffee truck is you can just simply wake up in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, get up, get into your truck and drive. I mean, there's no hooking it up. There's no, anything that's really restricting you from just getting your day started. While as opposed to trailers, you're going to have to hook the thing up and, load it onto your truck and get going. So I'm going to say one of the big pros for a truck is it's how easy it is to just get started in the morning. So we'll put AM pro for truck mornings. Another big pro for the truck is that it is super easy to train people how to drive a coffee truck. And the way I trained people on how to drive a truck is the same way that I trained people on how to drive an ambulance. And I used a champagne glass. So what you do is you put that champagne glass on the dashboard with a napkin underneath it. And if you spill any water on my champagne glass, you're buying me dinner. So basically, you're teaching people how to drive slow, how to make long, wide turns, and basically how to take their time in the commute. So, driving a truck is much easier, especially the backing up component, than it is driving a trailer. And if you're trying to delegate this work out to someone, then the training on that is a lot easier. So that's another benefit for driving the truck or for starting a coffee truck is that you get that it's just easy to delegate. Okay, another real benefit of trucks is that often you can get your generator put onto your truck. Trailers is a little bit more difficulty with that. And so if you're doing things like routes where you're hopping from point to point to point, you want to keep your generator on the whole time, trucks can kind of make it easier for that. Not saying that trailers can't, but sometimes the tongues on trailers aren't very wide. It's hard to get a big generator on. Or if you load the back, then you're heavy in the back on trailers. They're just different beasts when it comes to weight distribution. And so it's a little bit easier to get a generator onto the truck. So I'm going to put generator here. Okay, so those are the big benefits to starting a truck. Now, what are some of the drawbacks to owning a truck? Okay, well, the number one drawback to owning a truck is it's another engine to maintain. And, engines, they cost a lot, they depreciate, and of course, they break down. And so this can hamper business. And I cannot tell you how many times that I've had to, as a coffee trailer, step in and save another truck because they basically canceled. So I've had event coordinators calling me up and they'll say, "Hey, can you guys come out to our event? Our coffee truck is canceled due to mechanical failure. That their truck's in the shop." And let me tell you something. I'll tell you this right now. If you give up your event to me, you'll never see it again. So if that event coordinator calls me up and says, "Hey, can you come do my event?" I'm going to say, "Yes, I'm going to show up on time. I'm going to beat your price. I'm going to win them over with text messages the morning of, letting them know everything's going great. I'm going to thank them afterwards with a handwritten card. I'm going to just completely win that person over." And so it gives me business. So one of the negative aspects to the truck is the mechanical failure. So I'm gonna draw a line here. I'm gonna put all the negatives things, and that is mechanical failure. So that's one of the negatives to the truck. The second thing is startup cost. They're significantly more expensive, and that makes sense. You're buying a completely different engine to start. So, even on the used end, you might be able to, find a used truck for 10 grand, but you're going to be dealing with mechanical issues unless you're like, getting a mechanical special and you know how to fix the problems, then you might be paying a pretty penny for that. So, 20, 30 grand is a little bit more realistic on what some of these trucks are going to cost. And so one of the bigger downsets is startup cost is higher. All right, so let's talk about trailer, pros and cons to trailer. Now, some of the pros to trailer is that one, they're cute. They are absolutely adorable. If you find like a horse trailer or an old vintage trailer, or maybe if you dazzle up a cargo trailer, they just have a great appeal. And so people love to have them at their events. They will search you out to have you at their event because you bring a little bit more spice to the life at the event. So people are going to bring you business simply because the aesthetic appeal. So they're cute. That's the first thing. I'm going to just put a little heart. Okay. So that's one of the great draws to the trailer. The second thing is, again, the trailers don't have an engine attached to the trailer. So if your engine goes out for whatever reason and you have mechanical failure on your engine, well, the show can still go on because you can either, borrow a truck from a friend, you can go rent one from Home Depot, you can, rent a trailer from U-Haul. There's just 100 different ways that you can stay in operation with your home vehicle or your day-to-day driver being broken down. So your business continues to make money even when your engine is not. So here I'm going to put reliability. Okay, and then one of the other benefits to trailers is they are small. So when you do learn how to back up a trailer, you can usually tuck these things in to smaller areas than you would normally be able to get a truck in. So I'm just going to put small. Another benefit to trailers is you can have more than one trailer per engine. So let's say that you have a Ford F-150, you start your coffee trailer and you want to get a second location going. You don't necessarily have to get a second engine. You as a manager can drop one trailer off at an event and then go send another trailer to its destination. So you can have two businesses per trailer. And so essentially they're expandable, they're scalable essentially. So I'm going to put scale. Okay, so let's talk about some downsides to the trailers. And one of the greatest downsides is just backing the dang thing up. And that's true. It sucks. Takes time to learn how to do that. Usually when I hire a new barista and I need to show them how to back up a trailer, it takes 2 days of parking lot cone activity before they feel 100% comfortable. So there is the downside of training people and learning how to do it. The upside is it doesn't take too long. It only takes a couple days of just backing it up over and over and over again to where they can kind of gain that skill set. But still, it's a negative. The learning curve on backing them up sucks. Okay, and then the last thing is getting it off in the morning. Again, you have to hook the trailer up. If you're going to delegate that workout, you have to teach someone how to hook the trailer up. And it's just kind of more of a pain in the neck in order to kind of get the operation going, so to speak. And sometimes, that takes extra training, which costs you more money. Sometimes you can be limited on who you can hire based upon their physical ability to actually get this trailer on. So there are some ways that having the trailer can kind of hamper your model. And so I'm just going to put training as the overall thing. As the negative. So, okay, all that's nice, Vince, but what's your take? What's your 2 cents on this? At the end of the day, my number one goal in business has to be turning a dollar. Because if I don't turn the dollar, then I can't do all the other goals that I want to do. Educating people on coffee, spreading the love of community, having a good time and doing these different events. All these things can't happen if I go out of business. So I have to put that as the number one priority. And because trucks lose business due to mechanical failure and trailers gain business because of their cuteness and their aesthetic appeal, I do favor the trailer. I do feel like that is the better route to go. Now, does that mean that everyone should have a trailer? No, there's going to be exceptions to that rule, but generally they have lower startup. You're looking at roughly $15,000 to $20,000. Most people that take my crash course, I have a course that teaches you how to hire subcontractors to build the trailer for you so that you can get a trailer built out faster than you would off of just like a general contractor or hiring someone to do it. In that course, most people, it takes them 2 to 3 months and they can get it done 15 to 20 grand. So 15 to 20 grand for the entire unit plus equipment versus 20 grand just for the trailer alone, not even getting the thing built out. Usually I'm going to recommend the trailer because it's savvy. Now, one of the things that I do want to dispense is that not everyone tends to think that you need a huge truck to pull trailers. Most of these trailers are going to weigh anywhere between 4,000 to 6,000 pounds. You can definitely get away with getting one for less than 4,000 pounds. You just have to be savvy on what you're putting into it, how you're loading the trailer, and we go over that in the crash course. But you don't necessarily have to have this huge half-ton truck to tow a trailer. Look at your towing capabilities from your vehicle and make sure that they can meet the demands of the trailer. But most SUV V6 vehicles are able to tow these things. So that all being said, if you arm behind my back, make a choice, Vince. I'm going to tell you, trailers are going to fit the bill for most of the people out there. Okay. Hey, I hope this helps. My name is Vince. I own Green Joe Coffee Truck. We help people build coffee trucks and trailers and carts and all that jazz. I have a website, greenjoecoffeetruck.com. The blog has tons of free information there, and that's where we have like the crash course and the ebooks and different ways to help you get started on your journey.